Let's try this again, shall we?
I know I gotta keep you by my side till the day I die. 'Cause baby, ecstasy is in my hand. Oh, when I'm holding yours in mine and walking in the sand. Oh, baby, you know it's fine. But now you done and piss me off. You ain't done something you shouldn't have done. Baby, I'm mad. I'm going on. Oh, I'm going on.
Welcome to the LostBegotten channel, home of stubborn camera stands and freezing laptops. You know, I don't blame the Russians for the stubborn camera stand. I heard my wife laugh at that from the other room. So, how are you? The crisis has been mostly averted, or, whatever. For now, I suppose. I was, trying to hurry, but I decided to eat some apple pie, because my wife had cooked some apple pie, so, it was there. I was waiting for the computer to restart and just chomping down. Fresh baked, homemade apple pie. Yeah. She's been watching me do my Gran Turismo 5 board clearing. We won a Ferrari California. Trying to finish souping up that Mustang, but it wasn't going too well. Managed to get a silver medal in the tuning car championship. But there's a couple more things that can be done to it. I think it can win that race. Anyways, so welcome welcome back to the Lost Begotten channel, and the chats are open. Feel free to say hello, and I'm gonna just kind of slide that up there, and we can see the little green bar. If I start to have difficulty, it's probably because the bar has turned red. So, obviously I want to talk about this here, because, well, for a while now I've been talking about how there was 2,000 years ago, and ever since, the world has been basically ran by, ever since, not a vast right-wing conspiracy, but although it is closely related, a vast chauvinist conspiracy. And I don't mean just misogynist, I mean like Nietzschean, like slave ownership class. Like people who think that, their race alone was created by God, and that there are other races who are lesser than them, and that they have the right to conquer and own them. And when you find somebody who's misogynistic towards women, and they have other, overtly racist and other type tendencies, it fits a pretty known profile. Well, having grown up in Texas around a lot of these guys, I can tell you, most of them have deep-rooted philosophical rationale behind their superiority complex. And I just wanted to show this. I'm not going to play the video. Thanks to CNN for posting this. Trump's history of defending alleged abusers. And this little 40 here has at it. Takes these one by one and then shows the clip of what Trump said about them in their defense. And then, of course, all the way on the right happens to be Trump himself. But, yes, we got the new guy that apparently beat the crap out of 2 of his ex-wives and was dating Hope Hicks, apparently. I think Hope Hicks is a Russian supermodel that died a few years, like 10 years ago. blonde, and they just kind of substituted. Look up for Russian supermodel that died, and tell me they don't look alike. That's all I'm saying. It's a little plastic surgery. They do plastic surgery, by the way. That's like a thing. It's been a thing for a long time. Anyway. So, I wish I would have copy and pasted my tags from yesterday, from the last broadcast, because I had, like, I've always been better at remembering a list of things after typing it out or writing it down, I had it fresh in my mind. If I could just paste it to this one, or, I would have had the same tags, and could have pasted it to a notebook file right quick, and, like, remembered what the hell I was talking about or wanting to talk about before my computer went fucking haywire. Okay, let's see here. So I did want to discuss something about Rachel Maddow. So let me get a picture of her up here. Let's see here. Do we have Rachel Maddow? Yes. There's Rachel Maddow. Hi, Rachel Maddow. Magnifique. Why did I just add the extra syllable to that? I don't know. I don't have a reason. Been developing a fucking stutter problem in my old age. That, like, the trauma from just the shit that's going on right now, it just makes it hard to think and speak. So anyways. Oh yes, the Rachel Maddow thing. So, at the top, at the title, I have Classification 101 written, and this relates to an episode that Rachel Maddow had put up, where she talked about what it takes to get a security clearance. I, having had a security clearance, what she was saying kind of rang a bell. Now you see, the main things are not just like, crimes that you might have committed, okay? But a really important thing is the debts that you might be in. Oh, that's a big deal when it comes to a security clearance. You can't have any, any owed favors and get a security clearance. You can't possibly even owe money to, like, a corporation and get a security clearance. Because, there's different ways the corporations can take advantage of things like that. Well, I had, let's see, I made this little text file and I pasted this. If you look right there, it says 2/8/18. That's 3 days ago. Well, 2 days ago, 3 now that it's after midnight. And it says, is there a shadow government? Could Trump even get a security clearance? And then there's been this video posted, just different reporters raising the question, why doesn't Trump read any of his daily security briefings. He's just not interested. I mean, like, there's the whole him being a Russian spy thing, but, like, if you're a Russian spy, that doesn't just mean you rely more on Russian intelligence. You'd still want to know what American intelligence was up to, right? Trump can't read? Maybe? Maybe? No. What's the biggest fucking thing we know about Trump as far as to, like, why he's not trustworthy? As far as the tangible aspect of it. The financial aspect of it. He's in debt. Big time. To Russians, to foreign banks, to Deutsche Bank. He is in debt. Big time. Big time. His debt's huge. And he's been investigated by the FBI for money laundering on multiple occasions, connections to child enslavement rings, connections to just giant money laundering. I mean, just giant money laundering schemes. I can't even explain. Like the level. It's the highest level of money laundering you can have. Fucking $1 million condos. But anyways, drugs. There's been, investigations into his alleged kind of turning a blind eye to mafia drug activity going on in his hotels. And then, of course, there's the Russia thing, See, all that withstanding, the debts alone mean that Donald Trump, the so-called quote-unquote president, doesn't have a fucking security clearance. That's special, isn't it? So, the reason why, people have to tell him what the briefings say, because he's not allowed to read them. Tell you what, it's got to be pretty fucking stressful. Think about it. He's walking around up there, just paranoid as the fuck that he could go to jail at any time. Just at any time. There's just no telling when. And little things like that. I mean, imagine just the tension that causes. He's not allowed to see. Okay. It just occurred to me. Something that's been happening with the House, what was it, the Senate committee or the House committee? The House committee? With Schiff and Nunes? Yeah, House committee. This Democrat memo thing. They didn't need to send it to the White House to release it. They're the fucking Senate's, they're the House Committee on Intelligence, okay? The Select Committee, right? Oh, it's the Select Committee. But the committee itself has the authority to decide that something should be declassified, and then they send it over to an agency for declassification. The president does not have the right to interfere on those kind of things. Okay? Adam Schiff, however, brilliantly baited him into thinking that he had that authority, so that he would have another just concrete example of him obstructing justice. So, here's what we've done. We've asked for this stuff to be released. The Republicans got it released, you know, and you know, people started saying it had to be sent to the president. It didn't have to be sent to the president. It goes to the fucking relevant agency's declassification office. Okay? You think the president has to fucking sign everything that gets declassified in this country? You know how much shit gets classified and declassified every fucking day? Now, all they did was sit there and kind of goad the Republicans into giving Trump credit for, you know, his authority on the memo, and they were trying to use Trump's name as much as they could, right? But then the Democrats kind of just kept going with it and acted like they needed Trump to approve their memo. And sure enough, Trump intervened and overturned a lawful declassification in order to obstruct justice. Now see, these issues were a matter of public inquiry, and those committees are acting on behalf of the American people when they do those investigations. In addition, while that is not technically part of the FBI investigation, what it's done is further established the pattern of behavior, if you will, that is needed to make an obstruction of justice case. So, you got this guy sitting there firing Comey, trying to fire Mueller, attacking the FBI, attacking the CIA, failing to defend the American people, and then obstructing the Senate investigation into what happened with the FBI itself. So basically, this thing, while it's jurisdictionally separate, it's about the FBI. It's about the Republicans in Congress obstructing, and Donald Trump basically in a conspiracy with them to obstruct. And boy, that pitch just went low and slow, and oh, they hit it out of the park. It was just waiting for them. Everything has gone off rather hilariously. Adam Schiff's a pretty smart dude. But anyways, I don't know how much that's going to help us, because it appears the shit is hitting the fan in the Middle East. See, I'm gonna see if I can find some graphics to put up. But do check out the Rachel Maddow Classification 101 to see the issues regarding this guy that had beat two of his wives, because he's supposed to be, you know, handing classified info to the president every fucking day. And he didn't have a classification. He didn't have a security clearance. It makes me wonder why there isn't a conspiracy theory out there saying that everything that they're giving to Trump is fake. Like, they wouldn't let him read anything real anyway, so it doesn't matter that this guy couldn't see glass. I mean, actually, it kind of makes sense, because that guy wasn't allowed to fucking see classified information, and he's supposedly in charge of all the fucking documents and basically all the classified information. So maybe it was all fake. They just got Trump fucking parading around and just racking up the charges. Meanwhile, the fucking Congress has passed $1 trillion deficit. $1 trillion per year. You know? Per year. For fuck's sake, what the hell is that? So, anyways, let's do Syria. This shit is popping off out there. We have I think about 3,000 troops total in Syria. And, well, where to begin? A few days ago, some, quote, pro-Assad forces, which could mean anything from Chechen mercenaries to Russian troops just out of uniform, had apparently attacked a compound where some American advisors were stationed, and the Americans retaliated with artillery and mortars and allegedly airstrikes, although I don't think there were actually any airstrikes. But they killed over 100 of the assaulting Syrian or pro-Syrian forces, you know. And, well, the Russians haven't been too happy about it. And they've been calling it kind of an unprovoked attack. Saying it's a war crime because they're attacking Assad troops inside of his own country, right? And then Israel apparently bombing something in Syria and gets one of their planes shot down. So then, and actually right now, Israel is bombing the shit out of Syria. So, like, America and Israel are going to war with Russia and Syria. Isn't that special? So, we'll see if this is contained or quickly spirals out of control, I suppose. But that's just a lot of shit to happen in 1 week. If you want to talk about some events that could be spiraling towards World War III as we speak, between that and Lil' Kim's parades towards the Olympics. Oh yeah, I don't know if you heard about that, but right before the Olympics was, good because just everything was so well planned. Right before the Olympics in South Korea, the North Koreans decide to go and, have a big-ass military parade. I don't have have an image of the parade that they had. But it was one of these looking things, you know, with all the nuclear missiles or ballistic missiles and just the gigantic amount of troops everywhere doing their little hop dance with the little kick out. God, that looks exhausting. Oh my. Jesus, good Lord. Like, I get out of breath just watching those motherfuckers. Jeez, I need a cigarette. So yeah. They're trying to play nice down there, and that seems to be going well so far, I guess. But it's a really tense situation, and it seems awfully tempting for provocateurism, you know? Just like, oh, so much could go wrong there. So very much could go wrong. Anyways. So, this has been quite an interesting saga with Turkey recently. Turkey has been attacking Kurdish encampments that we were supporting. Turkey's supposed to be a member of NATO, but has been off and on kind of doing a little bit of Russia's bidding here and there. Turkey, for instance, was involved with paying Mike Flynn, who was involved with Russia and the Trump campaign. It's all just gotten rather complicated. I thought it was a bit telling about how much we should question Turkey's allegiances when the whole issue of Turkey shooting down a Russian plane seemed rather easily resolved. I think the Russians had shot down a Turkish plane too. I might just. Too much crap has happened. And I'm sitting there staring at this lineup of Corey Lewandowski and Roger Ailes and Bill O'Reilly. And, oh, just some special boys they are. So let me, while we're at it, just check into some other recent events. Israel pounding away at fucking Syrian installations. I'll try to get some more detailed info about what all they're attacking, but I wouldn't expect it to be easy, at least not initially. Alright, I'm gonna just put my little tiny head in the corner here. Ooh, look, the WW3 channel. Sucks. I always gotta bash my own channel. Jeez. Every week with Donald Trump is total chaos. Regular cars looking for a bathroom at a car show. That sounds funny. Funny to watch someone else have to do it, you know, because you don't have to pee. Well, Well, this is just a lot of random shit. Maybe I should go for the history instead. Oh yeah. I thought I saw that on the videos. And the Young Turks seem to be reporting that police and neo-Nazis were kind of working hand in hand during some protests out there. I really wish people would get it through their thick fucking skulls and get it kind of, out there so people know about the fact that Antifa is a fucking Russian thing. All those kids aren't Russians. But this is literally a Russian fucking psychological warfare operation. Like, the name tracks back to fucking Spanish communist, for fuck's sake. Oh, that's a priceless one. That's the other one that I knew I wanted to talk about. This ridiculous bullshit here.
This is what I'm saying. You're not trying to hear me.
Then what is it?
Alright. I'm not trying to hear you either. Okay. So, I'm just going to go ahead and put up this New York Times. The NSA used its official Twitter account to send coded message to this little Russian shadow info or something. Dead shadow in the name, for fuck's sake. And this little guy, kind of like a Guccifer type person, right? Said he had the original copies of the compromat, right? The dirt on Donald Trump. And some, quote, cyber weapons. How fucking stupid are people? Like, who's really even hearing this story and believing what the fuck they're hearing? How, for instance, is the CIA supposed to be stupid enough to want to pay money for shit that can be made copies of? For digital information, for fuck's sake. Do you think someone in the CIA was under the impression that $100,000, and that's supposedly what they had paid, that $100,000 would buy off the entire Russian government? Because the entire Russian government is who could have fucking copies of this stuff. I think this is some fake news. I think this is probably something given to them like a fake leak. By some Russians. Man, you ain't got shit to say about it. It's about the fucking dirt on you, dumbass. I'd be fucking quiet about it if I were you. Moron. No, I don't even want to fucking talk about this. Oh, but the Vegas shooter. Can we not just realize that we're at war here? Can we not just realize that Russia is running active measures on behalf of Donald Trump? He is their ally. He is basically one of the oligarchs. He's an international fucking hotel owner. U.S. secretly negotiated with Russians to buy stolen NSA documents. And the Russians offered Trump-related material, too. Supposedly, cyber weapons. Seriously, like, you know, like a fucking malware, like programs. I mean, come on, just program. So the Russians apparently stole a bunch of hacker utilities, basically, from the NSA. And this guy, supposedly this is the story. Okay, I'm not saying this happened. Okay, I'm saying that this is what these fucking people are typing and believe that happened. These people at the New York Times apparently heard this from somebody and believe that happened and have made a fucking fool of themselves. Oh, my brain just shut down. Oh my god, it's so fucking stupid. Gonna pay this guy to give it back. Digital information that was stolen. He's gonna pay him to give it back. As if this guy could just, delete it from every single computer in Russia. Well, he's got a lot of driving to do. Yeah, out there in his fucking Kalini in the snow, fucking spinning around. Oh. The Real Time with Bill Maher episode, I need to watch a side upload of it, because on the uploads that they made, Richard Painter didn't get to speak enough. They had Richard Painter and Adam Schiff on Real Time with Bill Maher over the weekend, and that was that's delightful. Anyways, you can see all the random shit that I was looking at. They've hired an actor to impersonate my angry videos. Its name is Jake the Asshole. Brand new fucking channel. Getting paid quite well for fucking saying nothing. I mean, damn near half the shit that he says doesn't make sense, and the rest of it is just, lucky plagiarism. But little old me with my one person watching my live stream. I got a bad attitude. This guy makes his whole fucking channel theme about what they say is bad about me. Okay. And he can be successful. Why? Because he doesn't talk about Russia. That's why. He says it's all about NASA and the fucking CIA and, oh god, the same old stupid fucking shit. I can tell by the way somebody drives, by the way somebody walks, by the way somebody looks around a room when they enter it, just exactly how easy it would be to beat the living shit out of them. I guarantee you, all of these people who are so easily hurted and go along with this lock-in step. They're just weak cowards. Oh, look, there's my 10 minutes. Oh, it went up for 10 minutes before the fucking thing froze. Oh, look, it's not frozen now. It works and everything. Oh, there I go with the high CPU usage. Every time that little gray window right there, that's high CPU usage. You know, because they just fucking feel like probing me. We got extra lotion lying around. Boy, that image is really fucking old. Okay. So anyways, other than World War III kind of breaking out in the Middle East, typical slow news weekend. Not a lot of business to discuss. Two officers down in Ohio. Meghan McCain calling Republicans racist does a what? Does more harm than good? You gonna say something about, oh, it's not nice to call racist people racist? If Republicans don't like being called racists, they shouldn't have elected a fucking fascist for their dictator. They didn't, I mean, when it all comes down to it, Donald Trump supporters did not elect a president. They elected a dictator. They did not want someone who governed. They wanted someone who would destroy government. They practically fucking said as much. People have just been led from these stupid conspiracy channels on YouTube to fucking Fox News. They've been led down this anti-government hysteria path. And to the people watching this and thinking, oh, but the government was corrupt and needed to change. Please, try and get it through your thick, molasses-filled fucking skull. Russia is controlling all of the news that has made you think that about the United States government. Every government has problems because governments are made by fucking human beings, and human beings are flawed. But this whole wave of anti-government hysteria was a product of Russian psychological warfare. So when you sit there and say, oh, but the government is bad, just understand that your enemy who wants to destroy you has led you to think that way. And whether or not you think you agree with it, you need to take a step back and be like, oh shit, my country's in danger. Maybe I should stop being such a dildo. Yeah, you know why I say dildo? Because you people are fucking yourselves. Anyway. So, Trump's history of defending alleged abusers. Ooh. Mesenterial filaments. Huh? That's like a little cave sponge, kind of. Grows in your reef tank. How to ruin a Ferrari. It's a limo. It's a fucking Ferrari limo. Just why? Just why? Super Bowl winner says a photo with Trump is not worth my time. That's funny. Oh, fucking little nephew Tom. I call him a Uncle Tom, but he's too fucking tiny and bitch-like. Nephew Tom. Oh, there's still misleading political ads on Facebook. You don't say. My wife tells me some shit every other day. I'm like, wait, hold up. That's fucking stupid. Just misleading psychological warfare propaganda bullshit. Just all over Facebook, all the time. And it's subtler than most people. It's more subtle than most people realize. There are just little tiny ways of affecting people and just making them more and more useless. And all of them are being done against America right now. The very idea that Putin has sold to his people that this is some form of retribution. We never did anything like this to Russia. We never did anything like this fucking anywhere. The only thing we've ever done is go and tell people about fucking democracy. Okay, and Russia fucking hates democracy. They don't like people to have power. They want the fucking mafia to have power. And then, you know, the fact of the matter is, the worst thing about America is unregulated corporations that become corrupt. Well, the political parties that support unregulation of corporations, that would be the Republicans, who Russia fucking supports. So, you know, you're just trying to fucking make somebody ugly so you can be disgusted by them. How ugly does that make you? How disgusting does that make you? And again, too chicken shit to just pick a fight, you know? Just pick a fucking fight. All this cowardly bullshit, God, makes me sick. Fucking hurry up before I'm too old to get drafted. Shit. Didn't they raise it to 40? Fuck. Try to keep me away. Don't call somebody a warmonger for fucking standing up for themselves. I'm an anti-bully, okay? I know when to walk away from fights, and I know when they must be fought. And guess what? Anybody who thinks this fight doesn't need to be fought is either a coward or naive. Turkish helicopter downed in northern Syria, I'm guessing by the Kurds. Oh yes, and Iran. Iran is making very powerful statements against Israel, basically saying that they're ready to go to war. Kind of talking like they've updated their technology, they've got a much better army now, we're gonna attack you fuckers. So that's lovely. Nuclear scientists arrested for mining Bitcoin. Oh, that just makes me happy in so many ways. Oh, there's another useless fucking Russian psychological operation that's gonna just steal lots of money from Westerners. Kind of like that chick's face was shattered by that guy's fist. Fuck. Lives are being shattered by mere allegations, says Trump. Sticking up for fucking wife beaters and rapists. You know, everything I warned about 3 years ago, pretty much that's flagrantly the case now. Oh, let's see what else we got going on. I think that's about it. Some other person at the White House resigned. Fucking nobody important. Apparently they were abusing their ex-wife too. Now, people are full of shit when it comes to the stock market. Let me just tell you this. And I'm not another one of these morons on here pushing an agenda. I talked to my dad. My dad plays the stock market. He told me what he's doing. And, you know, usually what he's doing is pretty much what everybody else is doing. And if you just look what he's doing, you can pretty much figure out what the fuck's happening to the stock market. Good morning, Mr. Conway. How are you, sir? My dad's short buying. Okay? Which means, you know, like, there's different types of stocks you can buy. Some that you have to hold on to for a while. Some that you don't. People see this, you know, little fluctuation because Trump has proven himself to be completely fucking incompetent. And everybody's been told that there's going to be this correction because interest rates are going to increase. I don't think they've even fucking increased the interest rates yet. So like they're really getting way ahead of themselves as far as that goes, because usually the correction happens after the interest rate increases. But people are thinking that the fucking correction's going to happen before the interest rate increases. I think, you know, like that first got brought up just to explain the first thing. The first, you know, 666 down spiral, because they just didn't want to say, well, this is about Trump, you know, mark of the fucking beast, hello, you know, you elected fucking Satan's little helper. They didn't want to say that, so they're just like, oh, well, the interest rates and inflation and what, you know. There was a little spook, okay? People thought it was this one thing. That's understandable. But then people started buying short, and that recovered it. Because they all bought short, they were just waiting for it to get back up to where it was, and then they all sold again. And then a bunch more people bought short, and it recovered again. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to wait until it gets back up, and they're going to fucking sell again. I expect the volatility will continue through the next week, possibly longer. I think the Fed needs to go ahead and act to stabilize the market before this anticipatory volatility that people are confusing for the correction turns into a crash. because it really could turn into a crash. Anyways, guess you didn't expect me to do financial analysis too, huh? The one-man news band. Puerto Rico gets $16 billion in federal aid. That's good. That doesn't seem like enough, but it's, you know, it's something. They actually did it. That's, I don't want to say impressive, surprising. Yeah, that's surprising. Anyways, so I think that is about it for tonight's news. And I think I might do some more racing now. Should I broadcast it? I don't know. We've got to do some of the more difficult challenges, that's for sure. But anyways, Trumpanzee. That guy right there. Calling him a Trumpanzee. Oh, that's great. On that bombshell, it's time to end. Since you're just joining me, Sean, I did give some pretty serious analysis to some things that's going on, so I recommend that you watch this video from the beginning. The little previous 10-minute, it ain't worth a fuck, but that's because the computer was freezing. So anyways, I'll be back, I guess, in a little while to do some racing. How about that? Thanks for watching, y'all. Please click the little like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.
In my heart, and baby down in my soul. You, baby, you can't take it no more. No, I know I'm walking out that door, the way you treated me too many times before. I know I gotta keep you by my side today. I've died.